For any wellness promotion or being a co-creator, what we think about as the kind of bedrock is forming a close relationship with the youth in your life. And these are just a few of the major pointers in thinking about how you can deepen those relationships and make sure that you have that as a bedrock when you're trying to practice skills that promote emotional health. So, in that sense, we encourage adults to be available, to think about how they can make sure that there are moments during any given day in which they're putting aside phones or work or other things to be fully available for the youth in their lives, and to let those youth know explicitly that they're there to talk or they're there for emotional support. We often assume that youth know that if we're not doing something, we're available there to speak with them or to talk. But really, we encourage adults to be explicit, to say, by the way, I just want you to know the reason why my phone is down, I'm sitting here in the living room with you, is because I really want you to know I'm here. And if you want to talk, I'd love to. We think about quality one-on-one time across development. So in that sense, with younger kids, it tends to be something that people are fairly, familiar with, in that, they might just sit down with a kid while they're playing with blocks or dolls, or might be playing with Legos or something like that. And you can feel like, okay, I can spend a few minutes, in any given day in quality one-on-one time with this kid, trying to connect with them and figure out what's going on in their world. It gets a little bit harder with teenagers. And that's why when we think about connecting with adolescents, a lot of it is putting our own feelings aside about their interests, whether they be video games or music or playing an instrument or sports. And even if we don't like that sport or don't like that video game, it's being with them in kind of a non-judgmental way and cultivating that time together so that they feel like we both value the things that they value in their life, and that might make it so they're more likely to speak to us about conflicts or emotional stresses they might be facing. The next thing we think about relationship building blocks is cultivation of common interests and relationship rituals. We like to ask kids, what do you do with this key person in your life? It might be we go to breakfast, twice a month at our favorite Greasy Spoon diner. It might be that we both like the same kind of food, or we tend to play this game we get together. But you're looking for those things that a kid can see as the sort of bedrock of your relationship and those moments when they're likely to open up to you. The next thing we think about for relationship building block is how you model how you deal with stressful situations. So in that sense, if your technology is not working as a presentation starts, what you generally think about is how can I take a couple deep breaths, know that my initial reaction might be one of sweating a little bit, thinking that I'd like this to go well and I'd like to be able to impart, some suggestions to an audience. And then at the same time, being able to show that we're able to weather that without a ton of stress or lashing out or becoming perhaps angry with those in our circle. That tells kids that if they bring a stressful topic up with you, you're likely to react in the same way with a sort of even keel. Another thing we think about for relationship building blocks is really staying informed about the typical challenges of a developmental stage. And what we're looking for there is that oftentimes with adults who are trying to support youth, it's explicitly letting them know that you anticipate what challenges they're going to be experiencing and that you're here for it. You experience some of the same challenges, maybe, or you're going to try to keep, an open mind as to whatever challenges they're facing, and you'll try to keep an emotional even keel as well. But it's making sure that they know, here's what I expect you might be dealing with right now, and I want you to know I'm there. The last thing I'll just talk about for relationship building blocks is, youth need both nurture and structure. This is kind of the authoritative model of relationship building, in that they need you to be telling them where you think the boundaries should be, what you think you want to tell them that are the kind of the guardrails in life that you really don't want them engaging in. At the same time, they want to hear that they're appreciated. They want to hear that they're loved. They want to hear that you see the good things in them and the effort that they're making, and have that be kind of the basis of your relationship, so that when you do need to set those boundaries, you can do it from a place where they assume that the kind of mindset you're coming from is one of wanting to support them and wanting to make sure that a person you love grows up in a way that might be most beneficial for them.